The case of George Powell got national attention after Netflix released a documentary on shortfalls in forensic science. Maggie Lohmiller talked to the lead defense attorney about the case. She joins us live in Killeen with his response. Maggie?
Dennis, this case has put all eyes on Bell County, but many are wondering, what does this mean for the future of forensics?
The Court of Criminal Appeals has ruled that because the state suborned perjury at trial from their witnesses and hid exculpatory evidence, that George deserves a new trial.
George Powell's fate was sealed a decade ago, or so he thought. The Killeen rapper was convicted of robbing a 7-Eleven convenience store, but now his case is getting sent back to trial.
George is completely innocent.
The crux of the case hung on surveillance footage. An expert in the trial said that the man in the video was about 6 foot 1 inch, around Powell's height, but new forensic specialists say that's simply not the case.
The forensics that the state used at trial were in fact bad and inaccurate, and that in fact had there been accurate forensics used at trial, it would have completely cleared George.
We sat down with Mike Ware, Powell's attorney and executive director of the Innocence Project of Texas.
Is forensic science and video evidence being called into question?
The particular witness the state used is being called into question. I believe that in the right hands, it is a good and accurate way of getting at the truth.
Ware says he hopes to get Powell out on bail soon, and they plan on filing a motion as early as next week to disqualify the district attorney. But down the road, the court will be the one to decide whether or not Powell should be exonerated.
We got a ways to go on this case, but at least there's a light at the end of the tunnel now.
But what does this mean for other cases that relied on video evidence or forensic science?
Unfortunately, I think there's a tendency in criminal cases for judges to believe the state or believe the government when they say, we want to put on a forensic expert, because most of the time the judges are not trained in the particular field, and so they trust the government, they trust the state, and many times that their witnesses are not experts at all.
Central Texas News Now reached out to the district attorney's office. They have not returned our calls at the time of this broadcast. In Killeen, Maggie Lohmiller, Central Texas News Now.
Maggie, thanks. It's unclear when Powell could get his trial. The Court of Criminal Appeals must still issue a mandate, but Central Texas News Now will stay on top of the developments as this story continues to unfold.